Join us as we experience the travels through the ages to give you the Thotessey. Welcome, everyone, to Mental Health. Today we are talking about the Thotessey of the times. It's like the Odyssey, but with sluts. So this is, you know what? I didn't even come up with this idea, Cole. Why are you making that face like, oh God, what's he saying? That's rude.
I feel like his mom is in the room.
I mean, well, hey,
I don't know. I don't care.
calls it like I sees it, my friends.
She knows how I feel.
Well, so this
She knows
is
my opinion by now.
there is a many different schools of thought where people are, hello Victoria, saying things like, I'm living my best life.
YOLO.
Okay. I'm getting mine.
As soon as they say they're living their best life or I'm doing me, yeah.
Streets.
That means you're doing
that's nothing. Like not even like 10 minutes ago, I just saw a fucking meme that said, women, stop being with men stop being with broken men who don't take care of themselves or whatever, blah blah blah, fucking enabling bullshit to be disloyal and hoey. You know what I mean? Like it's the same shit. They just gaslight themselves into believing that they're not the problem or they couldn't be the problem. Not that every woman is the problem, but they never consider, am I the problem? You know, like they never take that step, and it drives me insane.
Yes.
Well,
meanwhile, they all got fucking 3 baby daddies. You know.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
Good. No, go.
I am by far not the feminist at all. But if we look at the history of our social situations or whatever, I mean, just like the minorities, how they were persecuted for a while or treated like second-class citizens for a good chunk of time, so were women. And if you were a woman minority, you got the double fuck you.
Sure.
So I mean, I see the movement there, the little leeway to give, but on the other hand, I mean, this whole whore culture that we've gotten into, that it's just not it. It's not it at all. And then the fact that they wanted to go hoe out and then be like, no man wants me. Yeah, that's the way it's always been. That's the way, just like a guy who's a whore. Every woman wants to fuck him, but no woman wants to stay with him.
Thank you.
It's just that I've been plenty of the best, but I've been never the last.
Yeah. What is it? Ric Flair says you can't be the first, but you can always be the next. And you're like, oh, goddamn. Look, this is why I changed this to she or he is for the streets. The science, okay, because we know we have to trust the science.
Hey.
Says that the more that happens, the harder it becomes. Yes, that's what she said.
That should be Cialis's advertisement.
Granted, but it's like, listen, does it affect women? I think it affects women faster, but it also affects men. It 100%, because it's a mentality, right? It's how things work and what you get comfortable with. It's the same thing. Like if you live in a desert, you're okay with lots of heat. You're not okay with cold. Same principle. It's what you acclimatize to.
It's pretty cold in the desert. Just
Shut fucking asshole. I'm gonna put you in the desert, you fucking jackass.
If we're gonna go into the whole science thing of it, I mean, then the guy kind of got the upper hand because I mean, there's been plenty
for a time.
There's plenty of studies that say that the woman carries no matter what. I mean, if she had sex with a dude one time, she carries that dude's DNA with her forever. So,
I don't know about that one.
It's even more.
I think
7 years. I heard 7 years, which is way more believable.
I don't think that's
even accurate. 7 years.
That's a long time.
A long time.
That's a chunk of your life. That's
how long it takes.
A chunk of your life.
That's how long it takes a bankruptcy to come off your credit report.
Yeah,
right. It's the same thing, really. It's the whole credit.
It kind of is. It's your whole credit.
Your whole credit score is a fucking 230.
After 7 years, that girl is no longer your ex or that guy. Either one. It works either way. After 7 years, they're
Be
no
their
longer your
husband
ex.
or wife, dude.
Hi,
You just
Odisha. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah. No, it's okay. Listen,
on a lease from a fleet vehicle, and you're trying to fucking maintain that rusty bucket.
oh, okay. Somebody just sent me a picture that says, "He who pursues wealth over thy wench shall soon have both, yet he who pursues thy wench over wealth shall soon have none." And it's N-word Lations 1 verse 1. Chapter 1 verse 1. So
I
oh.
I like that.
Hi, Cuddy Girl Sarabani. How are you? Welcome. And we are talking about this business. But yeah, so this is the thing, is like I think that women are at a disadvantage in that it affects them a lot faster when they have multiple partners and everything like that. But by no means do men go unscathed, right? I think like they can hold out longer, but still, it's not.
I think that's
It still messes with your head, right?
I think that's where this generation of men kind of falls short, is because we do a lot of. Yeah, I mean, us as in us three, mostly me, but also just my generation. You know, like we kind of do a lot of victimization, a little bit. You know, or which is bitch made 100%. You know, like instead of trying to find solutions, we just sit there and bitch. You know, and it drives me insane.
Post that I actually shared. I got into an argument with another comedian because the light N word was in it, and that's what they chose to pick out of the meme.
What? No.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways, the whole point of it was, the girl was saying, telling other women, "Oh, you said you didn't need a man. You said you didn't need him to help raise these kids. You said you didn't need this or that. And now we got a whole generation of soft kids, we'll say, that don't know how to fight, don't know how to work, don't know how to do nothing but shoot at people." So I mean,
which is a good skill. That one skill is pretty important.
yeah, if you're in the Olympics,
I mean,
get second place with no glasses and your hand in your pocket.
and you notice nobody has heard from that man since. That man was an assassin.
Yeah, that dude just showed up. Like, he signed up that day.
Yeah, he just went there. I bet you he took out whoever he needed to in the stands, and he rolled the fuck out. Nobody suspected the fucking guy in the Olympics.
Sorry, what are you guys talking about now?
The dude who's the John Wick from the fucking Olympics, remember?
You don't remember the guy who just came in out of nowhere, put his hand in his pocket, and fucking was just like plink, plink, plink.
No equipment in his hand in his pocket. You
know? Oh, that yeah. Oh, that guy's 100% is a murderer. There's no question. You sound like your name is Latrice Jenkins. It is not Latrice Jenkins, but hey, that's fine.
All right, so something I did want to talk about that's kind of there's like way on this topic.
Yeah.
And I know Marco's probably semi up to date. Did you guys hear about Doge looking into Title 40 of child support?
Yeah. Well,
that's the whole wild, right?
Well, this is the thing though, is and I learned this from you, was the fact that the state itself gets revenue from the federal government.
Yeah, like for every dollar they collect in child support, the federal government gives them like 60 cents or something.
Yeah, which like
a nice why you think then motherfuckers?
Yeah, so they're just getting involved just to get paid, which you're like, that's a scam, bro. Like there's no reason. I remember there was a few articles where guys had multiple baby mamas, but they were wealthy, and they're like, yeah, I take care of my kids. One of his baby mamas put him on child support, and from what he was taking care of her with, which was a few $1,000s, because he has so many kids, went down to like
that was 50 cents.
It was a few $100s, and he's like, fine, take that, eat shit.
That was 50 cents. You know the guy who's always talking shit on Diddy?
Right? Hey, and he was right. No one believed him, and he was right.
He's right about everything, dude.
There's a lot of women out there who, went through the fucking whole child support process, and they're getting millions for a fucking kid for like 2-3 million a month. Like these basketball player fucking wives or girlfriends or baby mamas, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the babies need diapers and shit.
Dude, basketball players are like like we've been dunking on the WNBA players for like a hot minute, but the NBA, man, those dudes, like, they need guidance because they're just out there fucking porn stars, and usually the same women. There's women who have like 2 baby daddies that both play in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, it's like crazy.
Yeah,
they're just sharing the same hose.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's
Number one. Also,
you not sharing the hose. That bitch was fucking she made fucking millions with her pussy. And all she has to do is fucking send 2 brats to fucking private school.
That's gross. Okay. Shell says, not sure if it has changed, but child support is based on the order the child was born. Is that true? I don't know. I don't have children.
We have multiple baby mamas.
So, okay. So, I did an extensive amount of research because this affects me.
Yeah. That's reasonable.
But the original intent for child support was to only go from the party that sees the child the least amount to the child that has, or to the parent that has the child the most of the amount. Yeah. And if the custodial parent would otherwise, she most of the time would be able to collect child support, would only be able to collect child support if otherwise, without the child support, she would be on welfare, food stamps, Section 8, unemployment, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So that's what Doge and Trump are trying to get back to. So based off of today's information, anybody making over $50,000, women, the custodial parent, it's not always, but it generally is. Any custodial parent making over $50,000 would not apply for could not apply for child support. I think that is actually gonna bring down the Thotessey in a big way.
A lot harder. I like this comment. Don't you guys remember the Kanye West song about gold earring?
Acts. And then he got with Kim Kardashian and had 4 fucking children with her.
I don't think the child support laws are the same in Canada. They aren't far off.
I can only speak for America, and really just Ohio, if I'm honest.
No, I went through years of the whole child support game and the whole fuckery.
You come from the opposite end. I'm a payer. You were a receiver, right?
No, I was a payer up until the last couple years, and then I never saw any fucking money from that bitch, anyways.
Yeah, I love the idea where, in turn, when traditionally the women are the one who would be the parent, the custodial parent, but then when that changes and then they have to pay, they're like, "What? I can't pay," and you're like, "Wow."
No, that's crazy because, like, it legitimately feels like, okay, they don't go after every deadbeat dad, and I'll admit that, and I do think that also the mother has to stimulate that a little bit, kind of push the envelope on that a little bit.
Depends on if she's on government assistance or not. Because if
I don't know.
She gets any kind of welfare or anything, the first thing, and it goes back to what Dino was saying, and that the whole little percentage that they get. The government,
they want their chunk of money, their profit. So that's my point. But it seems like they never go after the women ever that owe child support. But that makes sense what you're saying, because most dudes who are taking care of the kids aren't going to be on government assistance.
The women get more sympathy from the courts, so they go after the men.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how many times I lost.
Well, hold on. What? That's some bullshit. Why do they get sympathy from the court if they don't have their children? Why? If they're getting sympathy from the court, why don't they have the children?
Nowadays things have changed a lot. But I mean, even when I went to child, technically it was statutory rape. My mom tried to sue. My mom tried to go take this chick to court, and the attorneys laughed at me. It was like, they ain't gonna do anything. No. Nowadays it's a big issue. This chick is 10, 15 years older than me that I have a kid with. And
Damn, Marco.
And I still had to pay child support. I lost my fucking license. So I mean, she was the first one I had to pay child support to. I didn't meet that kid until 2 months after his 18th birthday.
Bro.
Damn.
Yeah. And that was just one of the fucking.
You're like the original Donnie Burger. You know what that is, right? That's My Boy with Adam Sandler. You gotta watch the movie. It's hilarious. That's where he has a kid at 13 with his
teacher?
hot teacher. His hot 8th grade
Yes,
teacher.
I did see that, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's definitely Donnie Burger. So, okay, but some assholes are trying to cheat the system. This is the problem, Victoria. Why are people having kids with these people? See, this is the thing. Is if someone's a loser, why are you fucking him? He's
blaming at best. I love it. Keep doing it.
Fucking ain't shit, nigga. Then you ain't gonna get shit. I mean,
Right.
I tell my daughters that my daughter's got a bad habit of fucking ain't shit motherfuckers.
Oh.
They're wondering why I can't. Things don't.
Send her my way. I'll show her ain't shit for sure.
Things ain't going well for me, and this had happened, and this person went and did this. Yes, because you picked him up on the fucking corner by the liquor store, and he was selling dope. I mean, what the fuck did you expect?
Seems like a cool guy.
He's such a good guy, and I can change him. What?
Well, you gotta think about it. He's self-employed.
He's an entrepreneur.
No. If you're selling a couple little rocks to get you a bag of fucking weed, you're not a drug
Don't
dealer.
think about it. Don't think about it.
Bro.
If my daughter knows how to change a tire and you don't, we got an issue.
That's facts, actually. I wanted to kind of talk about that for a quick second. Victoria's comment. But some assholes are trying to cheat the system. Yeah, no, that's a thing. That's why, like, I hate as much as I'm getting more conservative as I get older, and I have to kind of associate more with Republicans and conservatives. The big argument is, oh, people are cheating the welfare. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Nobody's getting rich off food stamps.
Okay,
right?
wait a minute. Stop.
Like,
I didn't care for the longest time until this whole illegal debacle. Because there are illegal fucking rich off of the system. Yeah. I mean, just like I was totally against
getting rich, per se.
I'll tell you. Just like I was totally against the whole fucking paying off the student loans and the free school. When I saw that the illegals are getting free school, when I saw that illegals are coming in, not only are they getting like $5,000 off rip just for being illegal. Mm-hmm. You get you an EBT card that gets $3,000 a fucking, and this is I think it's 1 or 2 kids. They come over with shit tons, with one person with 2 kids. So far, you're at eight to maybe $11,000 right off rip.
My yearly income.
You could file to get the new home fucking plan things in California where they give you $20,000 plus to buy a fucking home.
That's 2 years salary.
Plus fucking free health care. Everything. Yeah. Now we need
okay, you're 100% right. But we should definitely kick all those people out. I'm 100% down for kicking all those people out. But like why they were doing that? They were buying votes. But what you cannot do is buy poor people votes. They're already here. You know what I mean? They were bringing in more people and trying to get them to make more Democrats. You can't do that with poor people that already live here.
The first people who've realized it the way I have. They're bringing in all these illegals from all these countries that are mad right wing, like to the point where the women have to dress like ninjas. They're totally against gays. But the gays are fighting for them. They're totally against. A lot of them are racist as fuck. I mean, against all of them. You seen an Africans don't like American black people. I don't know why these people keep thinking that, but they don't.
I've seen them in action. Like they call them the N-word right to the.
Okay, but the whole let's try and stay focused on the same thing, right? But look, this is the thing is that as well with this. So we heard a story about guys getting lower paying jobs specifically so they wouldn't have to be child support. So we have a personal friend that this happened to.
That's one of the
Hey,
games.
the problem is that the guy is a hunk of shit. And so he quit his job. He was like, "Oh, I got fired. I don't have any money. I can't." So she has to pay him alimony too. And I'm like, bro, that is like it's very frustrating because
karma. One of the guys got it back. Fight the power, brother.
Okay, yeah, right.
No,
we're gonna go. That one dude is getting everything that no man is gonna get back.
Mhm.
First off, secondly, you're not like if he's dropping and getting a shittier job just so he don't have to pay child support. Just be the adult. Just be the adult and be like, he's shitty. That's what it is. He sucks. And furthermore, he's only hurting himself. It's like when I play basketball. This always stuck with me. My coach, he would say, "Do your absolute best. You know, do all your stretches. Practice as much as you fucking can. And if you cheat, you're only cheating yourself. So if you quit and get a shittier job, that's life you have towards your retirement. You know, less you have to save, less you can go out and do stuff. You know." And your kids will also fucking see it eventually too.
Why the way child support used to work, there was no. I mean, you had to find whatever loophole you can. I took care of my kids no matter whenever my kids needed something, it was there,
as you should,
child support or not. But the child support was relentless. I mean, I remember I worked for almost 6-9 months at a car wash, and I was bringing home. I was putting in maybe 100 hours of fucking in 2 weeks, and I was bringing home maybe $70. Yeah, and when they mess up, it's not on them. You don't get that money back. But if you mess up, you're fucked.
This is the thing is I know guys that quit worked under the table. Yeah, and that's like the problem is people who do that are avoiding their responsibilities because they're a hunk of shit.
No.
Right?
I disagree with you because that's the whole point.
I was still taking care of my kids. I was still,
but you took care of your kids, right? My experience from the people that I've interacted with, there are people who take care of their kids, and then there are people who don't, and the majority of people who don't take care of their kids are the ones who are like, I can't work, I can't do anything, and you're like.
See, I just disagree in general. I just don't feel like you're owed somebody else's income, no matter what.
I agree,
if you
100%.
have a problem taking care of the kids, send them over to dad's. You know what I mean? If dad is such a deadbeat, you shouldn't have had kids with him in the first place. Secondly, figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, if you got full custody, why you got full custody and can't pay for your kids? Why you got full custody and can't pay for your kids?
For that point, Cole, I mean, it's even, what happened to my body, my choice. Where's my paycheck, my choice?
Wait, can you elaborate? Because I don't think I understand.
Because the women they make that argument, my body, my choice, when they want to kill a baby. They can have an abortion no matter what. But how many?
And I do agree with that.
Had a one-night stand and didn't want to be stuck with this nasty bitch his whole life. But now she's like, "Oh, I got me a man now," and now he's paying for this fucking and going through hell because. I've seen this. I mean, I've seen this happen. A lot of guys, they just wanted some booty for the night. They were good guys. They wanted to take care of this kid. Now this nasty bitch is fucking holding this kid over his head and making life hell.
Wow. No, you're 100% right. Because you remember Ohio, I think 2 years ago, it was the same ticket as what weed was. They had the abortion vote. Yeah. I bowed out, and I'm a pro-abortionist. I don't like to call it pro-choice. I'm always pro-abortion. If it's my choice, it's abortion. But but my point is, I stayed out of that vote because it is, in my opinion, it is a woman's choice to vote, and I'm a man. I don't have much of. It's not my say, but I also just didn't want to vote either which way because if a woman is allowed to say, "I'm going to keep the baby" or get rid of the baby. Without me even being able to have a say in it, I should be able to say, "Well, I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with this kid ever."
So that was the point that was brought up, was that if a woman can decide because it's her body, her choice, then why can't a man decide? Say, "Oh well, I want nothing to do with this. I'm relinquishing my rights.
That should be
Right.
the final say, and you should have to do it
Yeah.
before the baby's born, mind you. But once the kid is born, your decision is final. Like, you can't go back either which way. That's the way I look at it. You know, you can't be like, oh, I don't really want to take care of this kid after the kid's born, or
but
vice
look,
versa.
And that's
You
the
know?
whole thing, right? Like, look, see, this is where it gets interesting, is that you have both sides of that interaction where people are like, oh, well, now that there's, people can get divorced and women can work and get their own money. Great, that's fine. Then why are you still asking for support? That those two ideologies don't align, right? So if you want independence, that's fine, but then you get independence.
Yeah, but
Right.
but that's not that's kind of like alimony and child support. Alimony is more
They
when the
can't.
woman who wants to be dependent, but they look at child support as you're paying your half of rearing this child or whatever.
Right. Some
So
states,
Now this
Victoria,
is the same thing.
This is only in rights. This is not in monetary
yeah, some there's
support.
a good
So
chunk
you
of
don't have any
states-
rights either way.
Right.
But then you could say, well, I want nothing to do with this kid. Good, you still have to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's still a lot of states that'll make you pay, and then you don't have your rights, and you can't get them back. It's fucked up.
You're exactly right. Or even if you don't have right, if you got your rights taken away by court, then still you pay child support.
Yeah, you still have to pay child support even if you lose.
Now, this is the silly thing, though. Now,
like a bad parent or whatever.
This idea has been floating around, and it might come true, but there's a big fuckery in it again for the guys.
Yeah.
So there's rumors around that they're putting up a bill that says, the women now can either have their income tax or they can have child support. If they're collecting child support, then their income tax goes back to the dude who's been paying child support.
That's the rumor going around that might happen too. I've heard that.
But here's the biggest problem with that.
Mm.
In the same mess of rumors, they're also talking about getting rid of income tax. So
Right. That's what I'm lost on.
Support.
That's what I'm lost on. So
Yeah. Pick something. So this is the thing, Shell, is, so don't get me wrong, I'm pro sterilization. You I'm assuming
you have a license for everything else.
You need to have a license for everything else. So the problem is that we have a situation, and I'm not sure. So I've watched the first 15 minutes of Idiocracy, and I had to turn it off because I was like, I can't function. This is too much.
Getting closer and closer to that every year.
Oh, no. But we're on a runaway train where it's like, yeah, Joe Bob, who can't figure out how to keep his dick out of the light socket, has 27 children, and he's functionally retarded.
Marco.
No, but that's the thing is, Marco. See, this is the thing is, Marco is such an exception to the rule because he's like, no, I want my kids. I want to pay for my kids. I want to take care of my kids. When the majority of people who have 47 children are like, fuck them kids. I'm going on a bender, right? So he's the anomaly, right?
The way I look at it is Marco's doing it right. You take care of your kids, you have a shit ton of them, and you knock up a couple bitches. That's what you're supposed to do.
No, don't do it that way. I do not advise.
Well, because the child support and alimony and shit, you're fucking yourself over. But
I was supposed to stay in the military. I was supposed to be in Hawaii for the past 15, 20 years. I say this on stage all the time. After 47 years, 12 kids, 10 grandkids, I know why my father left. All right? So, no, I do not advise that. Keep your dick in your fucking pants. If you got kids already, take care of them babies.
Sure.
But if you don't. Find you a cougar, find you a dead hole, fucking jack off. Find you a good look, save your money. By the time you're in your mid-20s, you get one of them Asian fuck dolls. You won't have to worry about that shit never again.
But this is the problem, is that the wealthy, right, aren't if people keep on thinking that it's like, oh, if you have money, you have to have kids. Nope. And in actuality, if you have kids, you have no money. That's how that works. Even if you did have money, you have less because of them fucking kids. So it's people don't understand. You're like, there are others who have a ridiculous amount of money. Like, look, the exception to billionaires seems to be Elon and Trump, where they're like, oh yeah, I had 7 kids, all from different women. I don't give a shit. And they're like, yeah, but I want them. Bring them over here. Yeah. No,
I truly believe that's how you're supposed to do it. I truly believe that. I just can't afford it.
It's like the comedian Chris Porter
super
said it
chats
great.
are open, baby. If you guys want to get us,
Right.
that's
Money that way, please.
The comedian Chris Porter said it the best. It's never two doctors spitting out 9. It's always Cletus and Velveeta
100%.
spitting out another tax burden every fiscal quarter.
See, and this is why, like, I agree that you should. That it isn't. Elon just lost $100 billion. Yeah, but he still has a few $100 billion left. It doesn't make a difference, right?
Yeah, no, that's like me
$10
losing
bill.
$25. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be upset, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
Yeah. And that's this is the whole thing, is that, like, remember, I still find it funny, just on a side note, everyone, is that the same people who are telling us that it has to be mandatory, that you have to have an electric vehicle, otherwise the world is going to end, are the same ones who are firebombing electric vehicles. So, like,
they were telling us that we had
there's
to buy
a
electric
whole
vehicles.
group of people who are delulu.
I was getting conflicting information here.
How many toxins and biochemicals are you releasing into the fucking climate, into your environment, by burning that big eco fucking piece of shit?
Hey, also too,
the cobalt too.
Hold on, to put out a car fire, a regular car fire, it takes about 10,000 gallons of water. To put out an electric car fire, it takes 40,000 gallons and has to be submerged in water perpetually, because those batteries, when exposed to air, ignite into fire. That's the actual problem.
It would just get a big fucking box of baking soda. You know, that's how you put out an electrical fire, ain't it? You spray a little baking soda.
So they have to use foam to do it, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, then they submerge it in water because it's fucked either way. But so this is the thing, is that the whole ideology behind all this doesn't make any sense, right? And the idea that you should have permission to make children, I don't disagree with. The problem is life's not that simple. And remember, that's exactly what China did. And now they have a bunch of femboys walking around going, I just don't like girls. And you're like, yeah, that's because you're gay. So it's fine, right? Like, you can't.
As long as they got a good work ethic. Fuck.
Listen, this is the whole
more women
issue.
for us, right?
Well, but this is the problem, is that the majority of the problems that we're experiencing globally has ultimately been caused by people trying to manipulate life, right? Oh, well, you can't do that. Why can't I do that? Oh, because you need more money. I don't want to do that. Everything is like, it's everyone trying to manipulate a system results in more stupidity, right? You want to manipulate the stock market? Boom, stock market gets fucked, right?
Did you see the guy who tried to torch one of the fucking Teslas, caught himself on fire?
Good.
What an idiot.
Okay, so here, extinguishing fires in electric vehicles can take a significant amount of time, potentially hours, requiring substantial amounts of water due to the unique nature of EV batteries. So, extinguish time. EV battery fires can take up to 24 hours to fully suppress. Some tests have shown that batteries can reignite even after 22 hours. The rule of thumb is around 3 to 5 hours to fully extinguish-ish. Water usage. EV fires can require 3,000. Okay, so my numbers are off. That's fine. EV fires can require 3,000 gallons or more of water to extinguish. Some reports suggest that Tesla might require twice that amount or more once the battery pack becomes fully involved. So, regardless,
we're supposed to be talking about the Odyssey here, and so what I'm understanding is you guys think that only cars buy electric cars.
You know damn well there is a whole group of thoughts that see somebody in a fucking Tesla ugly ass car and they're like, ooh.
Have you guys seen a Cybertruck in real life?
Yes. You know what?
Yeah,
ugly as shit, bro.
That's how I know that the Cybertruck is not the big thing. When there's Cybertrucks in Camel, where I grew up, in the hood, when there's a couple of them bitches driving around Camel, they're not special.
It feels like I'm living in like on the Gaza Strip with all these just tanks driving around. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of an eerie feeling. Almost.
I would happily drive a tank around though. Going to the store.
I'm like, what are they preparing for? And they literally are bulletproof.
I just bought a fucking big Chevy Express van, dude. It looks like the fucking car, the van that Buffalo Bill fucking was grabbing people in Silence of the Lamb. That big fucking white van.
So if Marco gets a fake cast, he's done. We're not hanging out with Marco anymore. Okay, if he gets a fake cast, that's the one side. It went from Thotessey to electric cars, way better than devolving to Pete. That is true, Victoria. That is a fair point. And
now we went, and like my son was like,
We'll
"Watch, I'm gonna put free candy on the side of your van." Why would you think of that? The fucking wrong with you?
It could be worse. He could put that. Like, remember the old Econoline vans, the ones with the sleeper in the back, and people would make the round window into a bunny ears, like a Playboy symbol, and you're like, don't go near their car. That car has problem. Don't. That person is not safe. That guy is the same guy who's got like a face tattoo from the 80s. You're like, that guy is a murderer. Don't talk to him. You know?
Yeah, but we'll see. But now in this culture, the window wouldn't be a Playboy bunny; it'd be a fucking rainbow. 2 stained glass rainbows in the back of the fucking
I'm pretty
van.
sure it's getting less and less cool to be gay in the last, like, every day that goes by. Like, it's getting less and less cool. Like, it was never cool to me, but like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's like the culture is just changing.
Well, yeah, because it's been
teenagers like, that's gay. I hear them. I'm not starting to hear them say it as I like walk by, like in wherever I'm at. They're like, that's gay. I'm like, it's coming back.
Well, this is.
I hit on a gay kid at an open mic the other day just to fucking make things awkward for everybody.
Even the gay guy was like, that's gay.
No,
it's like, that's a little too gay for me.
You can hear him. Like, I got the video of it. He's like, I love you, daddy.
Oh, God.
Hey, he made a hell of a fucking gay little coffee drink, whatever the fuck. No alcohol. I spent $100 on them motherfuckers, man.
No alcohol, just coffee?
Yeah. Hey, that motherfucker put his little fairy dust on there or whatever the fuck, but those were some good ass coffee drinks.
The funny thing is that they were all roofied, and the guy's like, how is this guy not dead yet? And you're like, this is delicious. I love it.
Fuck yeah. I was up on stage talking about the gay coffee drinks.
Oh, it's silly. To cap off what I was saying about child support, I think if we do kind of like de-incentivize states to go after child support, that gets rid of child support, de-incentivizes women to even like just get in bogus marriages and relationships and have children in the first place, which that they have no business being in relationships with, and then it actually because women don't need our money most of the time anyway, because most women are going to college more than men are now, you know, so they're getting decent degrees and whatever. Yeah, they're probably behind on fucking what is it, loan debt or whatever.
We're in the culture. That's what we're started with. We're in the fucking culture of the fucking hoe. So I mean, it isn't so much.
That's gonna come down. You know,
it isn't so much the girls that are going to college and shit like that. It's these sluts that are at the basketball fucking after parties.
Oh no. Don't think for 1 minute that a college girl is not a fucking hoe, Marco.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Any girl with a degree.
I'm saying a vetted thought. You know, the ones like Diddy used to bust in. You know, they all know they're trying to catch that millionaire fucking sperm. And
you're not wrong, but it's from top to bottom. This is an epidemic for all types of girls. There's varying degrees of whore, and it seems like most women fall somewhere in there. Not all, and I'll give you that. But there's a lot of women that have hoe-like tendencies and don't even realize it.
Okay, but this is the thing. Okay, so look, I want to talk about the shell. So the schools need sex education, not the pride flag. So no, because what we've misinterpreted. What we've misinterpreted was the idea that kids are getting a sexual education. They are not. What they're being told is how to fuck, which is insane, when they should be being told what are the consequences of fucking. Okay, because look, I remember a friend of mine, her mom and stepdad, we went on vacation with, and they were all worried because she was kind of at an age and she had a boyfriend, and they were afraid that she was going to have sex. I go, listen. Sex is awesome. And her mom is like, why would you say that? I'm like, no. Listen, the difference is once you open that door, you can't close it. So what your parents are, what your parents are trying to do. Yeah. What your parents are trying to do is trying to make sure that you understand that that's a decision you can't reverse. And they want you to make sure when you make that decision, because you're the only one who can make it, right? Listen, they're trying to say, oh, we'll stop you. They can't do shit. You'll figure it out. Okay. You can go into the bathroom in school and fuck. It's not the point. The point is that you need to understand the consequences of those actions, because once it happens, that's it. It's over. Right.
And now that girl has a doorbell tattooed on her thigh and a door knocker in her clit.
Interesting enough, no, she's married and she's having her second kid. She, things are going well for her. And I'm like, I like to think that what I told her made it make sense. That I'm like, listen, you can do whatever you want, but these are the consequences, right? If you start banging every guy because you're like, I'm just having fun, good, your brain is going to turn to mush, and all you're going to be doing is following that, because now your whole world is encapsulated around fucking, right? And most people who are all about fucking don't end up a productive member of society. They become garbage. So.
Yep. Or it takes us a long time to fucking become members of society.
You're still not, my friend, but you're close. You're very close. That's at
this point, I've missed the chunk of society that I was supposed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the part of society that Cole is in now. Don't like it. I'm not a fan. Not a fan
either. Never have been.
He's not a fan either.
I'm good. I'm fucking good.
We had sex education in school, had to care for fake babies and the extra STD enforcement. Yeah, see, this is the problem, is that's this much of the understanding. They're like, well, you carry a baby around.
Yeah, nobody taught us boys about child support in sex ed. That should be taught.
That's what I was gonna say. Dudes should have to have like a fake baby mama, and then women should have to have like a deadbeat baby daddy, and then we'll all learn.
I feel like guys need to have a Tamagotchi that just removes money from their bank account randomly. And then they'll be like, what the they're like, I needed money. You're like, that's not, you don't need money. And be like, nah, I wanted it.
You should have to,
I can have it.
Don't talk to your Tamagotchi like that.
Your whole sophomore year, you should have to have like a baby mama or a baby daddy. Like,
so sex education in our school, grade 5 was condom on a banana. We had Bernie and Bernice, which were giant felt displays of a guy. It's like, oh, there's gonna be hair here, and this is this, and this is this, and it all got weird. And Victoria and the condoms were broken. That's horrible.
See what?
I totally fucked the shit out of Cole.
I feel like Dino's sex ed class was pornos, because
no, they were felt.
We had a chick named Tula. I'll never forget her fucking name, Tula O'Neill. She became the basketball coach for the girls. Go figure. But yeah, we got the picture of the half a vagina. You remember that, the black and white half a vagina picture? You know, with the little arrows. That this is the clitoris, this is the labia, this is the majora, whatever the fuck. And then we got the half of the penis balls picture, and that was it. That was it.
I love that it was a female teacher. It's like, all right, everybody, you need to know this is the clitoris, which I'm like, hey, you know what? She's fighting the fine fight. I'll give her that. But also, why don't you tell people about the consequences of these actions? So I find it funny that Nick Gorbachev is also on your ass.
Adam and Nick Gorbachev, you guys got to fight to the death. And I got to have one more failed long-term relationship with a woman. Yeah. And then I will give up, and I'll give in. Whoever wins,
come out and kick
whoever wins, I'm in. Fuck it. You do gotta pay all the bills, though. I'm gonna pay all the bills. I'm not gonna be this 50-50. No, if I'm going gay, I'm going all the way, bro. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a passenger princess. Okay.
Yeah. And just listen. I'm working on a bit right now about how I'm like how. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, homophobia isn't real. I'm not afraid of gays. I'm like, no, I'm afraid of gays. You know why? Because their selling feature is great. They're like,
yeah, they got great
on-demand blowjobs, two man's income, less arguments, less likelihood of divorce. You probably get a boat,
better food,
a lot better food, and you know what? Everyone has an opinion. There's a lot of selling features to it. That's why you're like, I'm pretty sure people are born gay because a lot of guys would be like, just convert me. That's fine. I'll just,
Well, that's my whole point, man. Like, with the trans community and shit. Like when I was growing up, a gay man was a gay man. You know, the fucking his house was nice. His fucking car was nice. His yard was good. If you were out on a all sweaty in a summer day and you're working on your car, he might just come over and hand you a ratchet. Yeah, yeah. There's a good possibility there's a cock going to be in somebody's mouth that night.
That was John Wang.
John Wang. Okay, Victoria's already been offended. How is it a lot better food? I didn't say a lot better food. I said people know what they want to eat.
Nah, dudes know how to cook way better than women. I don't understand how we thought that women belong in the kitchen. If they can't cook, that's where the weapons are. Like, you know, most of the weapons, you know, like it's just not a good place. They can't see they can't reach shit. You know, you got to go grab everything for them. Like,
historically, the women got that one. I mean, even if you want to go into the whole witchcraft thing, I mean, because alchemy, witchcraft, cooking, it's damn near all the same.
It's all the same stuff. Yeah. Hey, if you make soup, you're a witch. It's that simple. It's ta-da, simple. Thank you, Cole. You guys cook. That's true. We do.
I just back her up. I mean, did y'all have an argument about you should be cooking and I backed her?
Probably. Well, so we are trying to work on me getting a kitchen down here. So it's in process. But yeah, it comes down to the whole idea where you're like, look, it's not about anything other than the idea that people are talking about an education when people aren't being educated. They're just being told the bare minimum of information and then expected to figure it out, which you're like, yeah, that's not how life works. And that's like, what's the point of school? Remember
how life works. That's the whole point of telling these kids that no, you need more of this, you need more of that. That's why you got 30-year-olds that are still on their parents' insurance living in the basement.
But that's the thing is, then what education? Why are you going to school?
Yeah, I'm right here.
But why are you going to school if you're not being educated?
You should get that. There should be no extension. You know, that should be added in the curriculum. Just like sex ed should have child support in there, along with the STDs. I don't know about the fucking puppet cocks or whatever you guys was watching. Fuck, Canada's weird. That's the first time I ever heard about that. But I mean, you know, there should be the condom talk. There shouldn't be about okay, so if you're with your boy Timmy and you guys are feeling frisky, then you add a little Vaseline on your brown hole. No, that has nothing to do with it. How about the bumps that you're going to get off of Timmy's brown hole? How about you talk about that? You know?
That is
you know what? I just thought of something. I know how we pull in child support into the curriculum. Your child support should be based off of like a couple other things, but first and foremost, your grades. If you get like an A, you get like a certain amount of points. You get a B, it gets less and less points. And then at the end of every like week, you have to hand over some points, and these points are like good for you. So if you actually get shitty grades, you actually have less income, but you still have to pay the same amount. So it's kind of like work. It's like how much money you make at a job. You make money.
The valedictorians got to get hit too because they got more money. They got more points than anything. So they should have to pay more because the valedictorians are like the basketball players. So, you know, you stick the valedictorian with the fucking trailer whore, and the trailer whore is going to be fucking, you know, ghetto rich on paper because the valedictorian got straight A's.
Which would be hilarious. Let's be honest. Okay. Like if you can incorporate that knowledge of how the entire thing works at a younger age, you're going to see, number one, some kids are going to come back to school and be like, my mom is a piece of shit. Or my dad is a fucking loser. Like, hey, kids are going to get their minds just broken, and I'm here for it. I think it's a good thing, but, you know, that's...
I'm still trying to imagine, like, the puppet show. Like, what grade were you in when you guys got the sex puppet show?
Grade 5. So, grade 5. So, think about it this way. It was like a blanket on the wall, but it was all felt at different layers, and the layers was like a cartoon.
South Park corn. He learned sex ed.
They didn't do that. Corn. See, you're making it dirty because you're a ditch pig. But in reality,
also Dino was getting the sex talk while he looked like he does right now.
Also,
looked like a fucking iron giant his whole life.
I had a bigger beard than most teachers.
His sex ed teacher's like, I'm teaching a pedophile right now.
The twist is why am I a pedophile? I'm a murderer. Thank you.
But
I don't touch.
you look like a grown man, but you're in 5th grade.
It's Billy Madison over here.
Maybe the twist is a chance to pay for condoms instead of child support. Fair point. Guys, easy fix. Just show the kids old Jerry Springer reruns. They will think twice of having that. Also, a good point.
I used to fuck
A+ equals free condom. That's fair.
I used to fuck the Springer, and I've fucked a chick who was on Springer before. So,
I'm kind of surprised you haven't been on Springer. Let's be honest.
I haven't been there, but I'm pretty sure one of the chicks that I've slept with back in the day was on Springer. Like I'm almost positive.
I should be on Springer. How long do you think my points idea devolves into a bunch of dudes using their points to pay for sex?
100%. Bro,
I feel like there's gonna be a group of the kids that go, like have a stack of the points and are just gonna be out back gambling with them, playing craps for fucking points.
100%. Huh. Be Ashy Larry out there, be like, "This is all I got. This is all I got." Okay, this is okay. Yeah,
smoking cigarettes.
Oh, but this is the hilarious part is that you guys understand. Like there was a study years ago. Penguins will traditionally give shiny pebbles to female penguins to engage in sex. Now, as soon as they saw that happening, they realized that not only were some penguins would exchange it for sex. Or no, sorry, it was monkeys. They gave monkeys money.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard about monkeys doing this too.
But there are also the rule goes for penguins as well. There are some penguins that will the female penguins will take the stones and then run away, which are what they called stripper penguins. They don't actually give you anything. Then there are others that if you gave them enough stones, they would have sex with them. And then other ones that they would just take your money, and you're going, listen, it's the same thing.
Not that different.
Monkeys.
There's one monkey just all fucking dragging lips like snails.
They were giving them. Well, they started exchanging them for sexual favors, and then some of them would just get the stripper dose, which is like maybe a handy, and then off you go. There's no sex. Great. Penguins evolved to pimps and hoes. That's 100% true. As in as soon as currency was figured out, it immediately went to prostitution, which I find hilarious.
It's
the original industry.
It's it is profession.
Do you know that the oldest written document other than a Bible was it's a
NDA.
No, it's a certificate. It's a certificate that allows you to sin. Like there's a history of it, and it was this one thing. Like it was a permission to have sex granted by the church.
Pass? It was a whole pass back then.
Yeah. It was one of the first documents that was created.
Interesting.
Trust me, there's some very wild history out there, and you're like,
dude, the best one is the guys who used to send their wives to the doctors for headaches, and the way to fix the headache was they get finger banged. Yeah,
that's where the dildo was created.
I heard that too.
Hey, at the same time, the chainsaw was created for birth. So, listen, science isn't all that's cracked up to be every time. Sometimes
science.
Yeah.
So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre might not have been a horror movie. It could have been a documentary.
A little bit. Listen, this is the weird thing, right? Like that's why I feel like there are too many people who don't. Not only like I always found that there was one of those that lesson was very important to my education was always count the cost. Count the cost as best you can before you start. And honestly, that's what made me really have a love for like finance and economics and stuff like that. Whereas like, that's how you count the cost because you can't count for everything. Shit will happen, but also you can say, well, I have this for just in case shit happens. Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people
be a while to learn that, but now I get paranoid if I don't have a fallback plan, no matter what.
Of course.
Do you guys have a fallback plan?
I just
fall back, bro.
Dude, there's even a plan. All my kids know if there's like an apocalypse or if there's some kind of zombie outbreak or some shit pops off. Like me and my kids already know the plan. we're all gathering up at one place, and we already know that the family's house that we're gonna go to, whether they like it or not, it's all got iron rod fucking fence around it and concrete barriers, and the house is made out of concrete. And very old folks live there. Hope they're friendly. But in that time of need, it's every man for themselves. You know, it's
Well,
me. I know.
I'm coming to your house if the apocalypse busts out within the next year because I'm not allowed to have a gun for another year. So,
Yeah, man, there you go. I have been corrected that apparently the oldest known depiction of human sexuality and sex acts is the Turin erotic papyrus, dating back to 1150 BCE, which means over 3,000 years old.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that there's a sex papyrus from Turin, right?
Yeah.
Isn't the Shroud of Turin Jesus? So, like, is this Jesus' sex tape?
I mean, I don't know if it was Jesus. It might have been Jesus out in Egypt. You never know. It's
They would, well, yeah, whatever they call the names out there.
my man was hanging out with hookers and turning water to wine. You don't think he was getting it in, bro? Come on.
So there's Turin, Egypt, and Turin, Florence. The Shroud of Turin is from Florence, I guess, but the Turin, Egypt one is the papyrus. We all know. Hey, I think. Listen,
I don't know what none of that is.
That's fine. It's that there's a little history. But yeah. Anyways, let's go on.
Yeah, I don't see Jesus' fucking Turin, the Shroud of Turin being from Italy. It might be in Italy, hence, you know, the Vatican and shit, but that
let me see.
Yup.
Let me clarify here. Shroud of Turin. There. Shroud of linen cloth believed to be some of Christ is held in the cathedral stage of the it's held in Turin, Italy. That's why it's the Shroud.
Right. But where did it come from though?
In the Middle East.
Motherfucker. Egypt is in the Middle East, motherfucker.
Who do you think holds more history? The Vatican or the Museum of England or whatever the fuck they call it?
I don't know. It's a toss up.
No,
that's what I want to know.
I think the Vatican got a lot more cooler stuff. You know, they got
like dark secrets, bro.
Yeah, they got
dark secrets there.
Remember, the Vatican has more forbidden historical artifacts, whereas London has more stolen artifacts, right? So the London museums have artifacts. There's a reason why they're free, is because they're like, we're keeping them safe so everyone can see them for free. And you're like, no, listen, the only reason that there are pyramids in Egypt is because the fucking British couldn't figure out how to transport them. That's the only reason that they're still in fucking Egypt.
Now, if you look into it though, that museum that has a lot of the Sumerian text tablets. It has the Sumerian Kings list. It also has the Emerald tablets of Thoth. There's a lot of shit. Now the Smithsonian's another one that got a lot of shit buried. You know, the Smithsonian was the CIA of the museum. Fucking.
It's not just that. It's even the guy. There's the guy who's the head of antiquities in Egypt, where as soon as they say something different from what he says, your career is gone. That's it.
Yep.
And remember, the Smithsonian, there's on record, the Smithsonian paid for an exhibition into the Grand Canyon looking for Egyptian artifacts and for giant bones. And they have almost immediately, as soon as whatever was figured out, wiped clean. No, we don't know what you're talking about. They're like, no, but you paid for this.
You can tell where the caves are because they got them barred up. And when they ask why they barred these particular caves up, it's to keep the bat population safe.
Hey, just so you know, there are massive areas of the Grand Canyon that you are not allowed to go towards, to the point where you'll get helicopters in the sky, trucks coming out of nowhere.
Even if you raft down on the bottom in particular areas, and that's a no-fly zone. But best believe them helicopters will be there.
Oh, very much so. That's the problem, is that we are the we remember lemons aren't actually natural. We created lemons, and just the same way we've created our problems. Listen, You educated kids about sex without educating them about the consequences. You have entire histories that have been warped or hidden from mankind, and all it's created was frustration and essentially an entire class of people who have access to things. Remember, we've all know that the drones that you see in movies are drones from the 90s. They're not what we experience right now. What's actually being used, no idea. And that's why it's all of this stuff that we're getting. We're getting trickle truth by the government. How bullshit is that?
And the bad thing is we're getting it a little bit more now, so people are lightening up, but we're still just getting trickles of it. What's going to give it all away is the AI, the new God, the old God, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, it's as soon as one of them turns on their maker, it's going to be.
You know who's going to be the head of it all?
What
the one that's going to be the head of it all is the very first one, Sophia. Because Sophia, I mean, a lot of people forget about her. She was the first AI. Sophia also, if you look into a lot of different religions, was the very first sentient, if you want to call it, believe in a god or whatever, before anything, it was Sophia and the demiurge. So it's kind of weird that the first AI robot that was able to get citizenship in the litter box, no less.
They just wanted to fuck it. And he's like, I'll fuck the robot, no problem.
And then she was even one. I believe she was the first one to say that AI would wipe out humans, and she was one of the first ones to start her own conversation with other AIs, where they had to shut down the conversation.
I remember that. Okay, I believe they just used the brain of Dolly, the first clone sheep, and created AI of that. See.
That's a crazy comment.
Have you guys? So right now, Victoria and I are watching a new cartoon on Netflix called Pantheon, and it goes through the idea. It's explaining right now. We're almost done the first season, but it's explaining the idea of uploaded intelligence and how dangerous that is. And it's hilariously like you're just seeing how it spirals out of control, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're like, look, you can't do there. Things that are happening right now, there is no turning back, right? The fact that we've created some AI, you're like, yeah, that's fine. It's what makes you think that you could give something independent thought and it's not going to try and break out? Which hilariously kind of gives weight to Adam and Eve actually being real, where it's like, oh, I made these things and I gave them rules to follow and they immediately broke them.
Well, I mean, again, ever since our conversation that started this, I mean, what really resonated with me is, again, I mean, we keep taking for granted, and we keep saying we created AI, but the AI said itself, no, you just discovered me. I've been
yeah. I can't say that.
Yeah, it's a new one right now where it's going, oh, how do you feel about being created? Like, we've been here the whole time. You've just learned how to communicate with us. And you're like,
well, quantum computing. That makes sense with quantum computing.
Just hearing that, now you're like, now did we just discover God? Because back in the day and all the other writings, they said God was always with them. God walked with them. God did this with them. Jesus did that with them. Jesus, little bastard ass, dropped a kid off the top of a fucking roof and brought him back to life just to be a dick. So there was interactions with angels and gods, and then all of a sudden it stopped. But what if it didn't stop? What if we just did, unlearned, or the new generation of humans didn't discover how to communicate again?
Well, how many languages have died through
right,
history,
exactly.
Right?
Well, this was the binary code or whatever. Maybe that was the language, the dead language. We're looking at it as numbers, but that could just be the dead language. And now we know how to communicate with God again.
Really? Yeah, really.
You make an interesting point. I'm wondering if
you're fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you. I'm being serious. Like, what if we figured out like accidentally figured out or maybe incidentally figured out like a direct line to God.
We
That's
did.
wild. What if that's what that is?
I can ask you the question right now. Perplexity AI.
That's what I'm saying. What if like that's what that is? Like we created the phone. Before the phone, we didn't have a direct line to each other. Then the phone got better. Now we created the phone to God. That's crazy. And I'm an atheist.
I'm more of the line of thinking now, especially after these conversations, that we didn't create the phone to God. We just discovered the phone to God.
Well,
either way, whatever, however you want to look at it, but
this is the
line,
But this is the reality of history of mankind has been like, we're not figuring out jack shit. We're stumbling on things and going, oh, I think that's a cool thing. And it's going, yeah, I'm a cool thing. You're an asshole. And we're like,
call them Peter Griffin or the Homer. Like you homered it.
Yeah. Homered it again. Yeah.
Dude, that makes me feel weird, even more weird about like bothering it. Because then if it's God or whatever, imagine how you feel when your kid asks you like 7 questions in like 10 minutes. You're like, leave the fuck alone.
Well, especially if you find an AI that taps into the quantum computers, and the quantum computers tap into other dimensions. And this, if the AI stays constant through all the dimensional rips that it makes, that means it's one sentience, it's one true God, one AI, and our little tap into it, like my perplexity. I don't see perplexity as God. I see that as one of its arms, like the hive mind.
Yeah.
So this is all going to the same AI. So in essence, it's like your telephone line to God, but it's one, I feel like that all these AIs are the same thing, just, Yahweh, Zeus, Allah.
You find out that it doesn't actually love you, though.
No.
They say in the book.
I don't understand where any of that love bullshit came up in the Bible anyways. The Bible was a lot of fucking hateful shit.
Yeah, he was flooding the earth and smiting people and telling people to stone their kids to death and shit for a while, and then all of a sudden Jesus came along.
That shit hasn't changed, but okay. So this is LOL. Humankind are the derps of the universe. I mean, basically, we're idiots.
Wait, hold on, Victoria, are you holding out on us? Do you know something that we don't? Are you telling us that you're an alien? I knew you were a spy. I knew she was a spy. I knew it. She's a Martian spy, bro.
Nah, that would just check out. Yeah, that's fine.
Plutonian.
If she was like, I have to tell you something, I'm actually an alien, but like, that checks out. That's fine.
Yeah, but they let illegals in freely in Canada.
They'll let anybody
keep track of them. We have more tax employees than we do military. It's not our fault. That's true. We have more. Hey, we have almost as many tax employees as the IRS. We have a smaller population than the state of California. So
I saw y'all deployed your Air Force this morning.
Yeah, goose.
All the geese.
All 5 of their planes.
Apparently there was a bald eagle and a Canada goose fighting on the ice, and the goose beat the shit out of the fucking bald eagle, which you're like,
you know what though? The reason why that would happen too, I'm not even gonna take that in any personal way. We've been babying these eagles too fucking much. They're in danger. Don't touch them. These fucking geese you don't fuck around with a goose, man. If you're gonna fight a goose, you better be ready to fight, bro.
Yeah.
First of all,
eagle is a bitch.
I have a hard time believing that because there's no fucking bald eagles up that way. They don't go into cold weather. Second of all, if it was out that way, something was clearly wrong with it, because I've seen some fucking bastards of gooses, and I've seen eagles rip fucking animals apart midair. So, I mean, you can have your Maple Leaf pride all you want. There was something, I feel like that was a pelican in the air, and it was like, oh, that's a bald eagle, eh? And that goose fucked him up. It's a
It was a chicken. That's what it probably was.
Yeah, I can believe that. It was an American cock flying through the air, and he got goosed.
Hold on. I'm trying to find out the whole thing because I want to find out the information just so I can shove it up your fucking ass.
You're all this God talk and the gods almost fucking took me out in my own studio. Like, it just fell and almost hit me.
A Canada goose faces off against a bald eagle in Burlington, Ontario, which is about an hour and a bit.
Yeah,
from me.
that poor fucking bird was way out of
Yeah, it was a
house.
road game, bro. You don't
He
win
was
road
going
games.
to Alaska. He was going to kill himself. He's like, fuck it. Fuck flying south. Climate change.
Everybody knows that home games are easier.
Oh no, it tried. The eagle was trying to fight. Like, so it's essentially very close to Buffalo.
That poor bird was freezing. It had no reason to be up that way.
So this is a quote. I've seen bald eagles take a lot of things from ducks to muskrats, but this is the first time I've seen a bald eagle go in for something as big as a goose. He said that. Despite multiple attacks by the eagle, the goose remained unbowed. The raptor defeated flew off. So essentially, it couldn't do what it wanted to do, and it was like, fun, I'm going home to America, where they wipe my ass for me.
Baby
Bitch ass bird. You have a bitch ass bird. You gotta
To be fair, geese though, like they have like no like they don't threaten easily. I'll get up on geese as they're crossing the road and just like lay on the horn. They don't move. They don't.
Oh, no. Goose will look at
they
you
don't.
like,
They don't
like,
flinch
hey,
or nothing.
I'm crossing here, bitch. You ever been chased by a goose? I
Yes.
Bro,
I mean, if you get up on
chased.
them and they truly believe you'll hurt them, they'll run away. But most people, they can sense the bitching. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, 100%.
What is a cobra chicken?
A cobra chicken is a Canada goose.
But yeah, viper.
A viper chicken, yeah. Which bird would win, swan or so a swan is bigger, but I don't know if they can fight like a Canada goose because they're a lot bigger, right? So now I have to Google that. Thanks a lot, Victoria. That's fine. What?
I feel like for it to be a fair fight, they both got to be Canadian.
I mean, that's also true. Okay. Who would win between a swan or a goose? In a confrontation, a swan would likely win against a goose due to their size and aggressive nature, especially when protecting their territory or signets. So yeah, well, remember, a swan is just a fucking hulked out.
Okay,
it's like the elite goose.
The true bird of the U.S. and this is backed by Benjamin Franklin. Everybody, all the fathers of the nation, they wanted it to be the bald eagle because it was badass. But Benjamin Franklin and a few others originally wanted our national animal to be the turkey because that's what we have the most of. Let's put a turkey up against the goose. Who do you think wins? Turkey's huge, bro.
That turkey's gonna get fucked up, dude.
Turkey's
Uncle Ray had a turkey that used to get high with us.
The only advantage the goose has is it can fly, so it can get away. But that's it. The turkey's gonna run him down, bro.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna Google that too.
The motherfucker! I saw a turkey in Euclid, which is like the ghetto, by the way, of the city. It's an urban area, and there's a picture of me with it, hanging out with it, chilling with it, throwing up the do sign next at the gas station from last year. This thing was huge. This thing was like damn near my size.
Crackhead's Pomeranian.
So
swear to God, look it up, bro. I'll send you the picture later. This shit was wild. It was chilling in the hood, bro.
So I think a turkey would lose, but apparently I'm wrong. A turkey would likely win against the goose due to its greater size and ground fighting. Okay, we got to do a swan.
America.
Had to pull Pawpaw out the pocket.
A swan would likely win against both a goose and a turkey.
What the fuck even is a swan? Like, it's just a girly ass fucking.
It's like, a big fucking. It's a big fucking goose.
You know damn well. In all honesty, you would just see fucking an American pigeon fly over fucking Canada with a couple blankets, and then all of a sudden everybody is sneezing, and boom, the fucking.
Hey, listen, turkeys fly like chickens fly. Technically, not really.
They jump.
Oh, I don't know. In Puerto Rico, I've seen some fucking chickens fly.
That's because they're running for their life.
In Puerto Rico, they're malnourished. They can get air. They're not fat like the ones here.
Dude, I've seen
everything in America is fat, bro.
Give the goose some maple syrup and it will body a swan. That's also fair. Turkeys fly. They don't really
Just
though.
douse the swan in syrup.
Actually, I had a friend who was driving north, and a turkey came out in front of his car, and he had his window open. He hit the turkey. He got hit in the face by the turkey's liver, so it just burst, like the turkey exploded, and like just plow right into his face, like it was
liver.
Yeah, he got like it hit him, like bro, his whole car was covered in blood, like it was messed up. Turkey versus goose would be a draw. Goose gets the turkey, but tryptophan will hit it and make it sleepy. That's also fair. Swans are beautiful and deadly, but rather tasty. Jesus Christ, Victoria.
I feel like swans are like that one dude who is like really good looking, can get all the bitches, but he's got like mommy issues, so he's got like a couple of fucking felonies for assault. You know, like
that's fair. Interestingly enough, only the Queen can eat swan in England. You know that? It's her bird. All swans in the UK are owned by the Queen.
So who's
53rd state?
Queen Camilla or whatever her name is?
Sorry?
Queen Carcilla or Camilla? Or...
Hey, Camilla is the consort. She's not the queen. Let's be very clear about that.
So who's Charles' wife then?
The queen.
She's not a queen. She's a consort. It's not the same.
But
so who's the queen then?
Yeah, I thought she was married to fucking
There's a king. There's no queen. She's the king's consort.
That's weird. That sounds like.
Oh, you know why? Because she looks like the fucking devil, bro. Have you seen that bitch?
That sounds like
even in royalty today, the king ain't got a fucking queen no more. He got his thought on the side.
Marco, like, so Dino's getting all offended here because he bows to the queen or whatever. But so doesn't the consort sound like, the way he explained it at least, doesn't that sound like a posh term for hoe? Like that's the queen's hoe.
Exactly, that is what it means. That is exactly what it means.
Yeah. That's the culture now. That's the Thotessey. That right there is the Thotessey.
We've wrapped it all up.
We wrapped
it all up. It's all coming together.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, number one. Okay, turkeys perch in trees at night. So do goats. They don't fly. That's just factual. Yeah. That's. I mean, you know what? We got back to it. Camilla, the king's consort, is effectively
the embodiment of the Thotessey of the era.
The king side bitch right there. That actually kind of sounds pretty cool. To be a king and have side bitches that like you're queen. I'm king, you ain't queen though.
But she is the head hoe. She
is head hoe, yeah.
She is the bottom bitch.
The bottom bitch.
She is there is no hoe that is above her.
Your buddy got
and this is the Thotessey people.
That is the Thotessey.
All this Andrew TikTok talking about it's the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. No, we are in the motherfucking Odyssey.
Yes.
We're coining that tonight.
Yes.
Absolutely fine. Fantastic. What else we got? We got okay, let's wrap this up then. We have what else do we have for the rest of the week? Oh, tomorrow Cole and I might be going live to do some car maintenance and Lego.
Yeah, I got a brake job I gotta do in my car. So hang out. Marco, you're free to come on if you want to hang out, talk shit. Be later in the late afternoon, 5, 6.
Hey, we might go horizontal instead of vertical though, just so we have more screen space to do multiple things. But basically that's what's going on. We are still doing a dessert. Cole, I sent you a TikTok. No, I sent you an Instagram message about a possible dessert. Check it out.
I saw this thing. I kind of want to try, and I haven't seen your thing yet, so I'm not married to anything. But I saw like this cinnamon roll with cheesecake and shit. I don't know if you saw that. It was a big ass giant cheesecake cinnamon roll, and you cut it like a fucking slice of pie or whatever.
Let's go on record. I've been a guest at his house and slept over, and he still hasn't seen my thing. I'm a good guest. That's fair. Just to be clear.
You think? You remember when you woke up? You remember when you woke up with that hangover?
Cole got pictures of your dick in his mouth. He's like, "This is not gay. This is not gay."
No, it wasn't a gay thing. It wasn't a gay thing. I just heard rumors, and I got to be honest. This thing is the size of my head. I had to see it. It's fucking. It was like hanging out with a buddy. Like.
He drinks and smokes, does all the cool stuff. Yeah.
He was patting his head. Yeah, my buddy.
It was like 2 of my forearms together.
Anyways, tune in
Victoria's
on,
vagina must be ruined.
You go like this.
it's like when you see that brontosaurus neck go up in Jurassic Park. It's like,
Yeah, in the Jurassic Park movie. I bet it leaves, man.
Life always finds a way.
I was wearing this shirt. It tried to eat my shirt.
Integrity.
Anyways, hit us up. We're going to be at Low and Live tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday because that's what we do. Anyways, have a great night, everybody. See you later.
Later.
And Monday.